Alright, my Venom vs video is almost finished, but I need a couple extra days to finish putting the music in. So I thought I'd make this bonus video for you guys in the meantime whilst you wait. So, The Lion King. This is another one of the live action remakes Disney are trying to cash in on. And after watching the trailer, I can honestly say that I am not impressed. The only thing I really liked is the live action shot of Pride Rock. I mean, this looks amazing. There is something so surreal about seeing this landscape in live action after having only seen it in animation. As for the stuff I didn't like, well, the first thing is the visual style. It's going for the photorealistic look with the animals, and although that worked very well with the live-action Jungle Book, I really think they needed to go with a different visual style here. The Lion King is an animated movie that looks so vibrant and fantastical. To this day, it still looks beautiful. But the movie just looks like a bland and boring copy in comparison. And that is a real shame because CGI can merge together and achieve some beautiful live action and CGI visuals. One example of this is the scene in Thor Ragnarok with the Valkyries. The artistry here and the visual storytelling is wonderful, and it looks like a moving painting. It's one of my favourite visuals in the entire movie, and it is so inspired. So you would expect them to take one of the best looking parts of The Lion King and make it look visually inspired in live action, but instead, it just looks uninspired. They just did a subpar copy, something you look at and go, meh. Also, do you remember the trailer for the original Lion King? The trailer ended with a loud thud and the film's title. That's how confident Disney were with the trailer. They just needed to end the trailer with the title. With the live action movie, however, it keeps going and drops a bunch of celebrity names. It's like they are trying to sell the movie less with the visuals and more with the cast. Speaking of the cast, the two voice actors that really concern me is Seth Rogen as Pumbaa and Key as Banzai. These characters are both funny in the animated movies, but when you hire comedians like this, then they usually go way over the top with their improvising, then it just results in them being pretentious. Only time will tell, but after watching Key in The Predator, his name does not fill me with confidence. And Seth Rogen, he's just gonna play himself. I doubt we are going to see the actual character of Pumbaa here. And as for James Earl Jones returning as the voice of Mufasa, well, he was amazing as Mufasa in the original. He very naturally had that deep and authoritative voice that only a father has. As a matter of fact, he delivered such an authentic and genuine performance that when I was watching this as a kid, at times, he actually reminded me of my father. And as interesting as it would have been to see them cast someone else, I don't think they could have gotten anyone better. So I will accept it. It's lazy, but simultaneously, who else would they hire to do his voice? The only other person I can think of is Tony Todd, but that would end up being more of a horror movie than a family film. Also, who else saw this in the trailer and thought it was a pointless change? In the animated movie, Rafiki would always break open a fruit, and I always liked the animation and sound effects whenever he did that. And changing it to this vine-like thing is just much less impactful and visually interesting. It's definitely more of a personal nitpick, but it's just a pointless change that I noticed. And that's really about it. That's all I can say thus far from what the trailer has shown. I can only speculate from what the previous live-action Disney remakes have done, and I can only judge the visuals from what the trailers show. And even though I am not keen on Key and Seth Rogen's casting, I can't complain yet until I have heard them. I suppose the big question right now is, am I interested in watching the movie? Well, the answer would be a no. I have seen the animated movie more than I can count, and much like the previous live-action Disney remakes, the movie is going to be infinitely less impactful, less genuine, less emotional, less passionate, and less heartfelt than its animated counterpart. We know every twist and turn the movie's going to take, and when you get down to it, the animated animals express much more emotion than the CGI animals can. That's why I wanted them to go with a different visual style in this movie, rather than the super realistic types that we got in the Jungle Book. That style ultimately worked well in the Jungle Book, but one of the things that made The Lion King so effective was the facial expressions of these animals, and going with a super realistic approach only looks to be compromising that. However, there is one thing I am looking forward to, and that is that Hans Zimmer is coming back to write the score. He did an amazing job in the original movie, and I am looking so forward to see how he is going to remaster his soundtrack for the remake. So when I go to see the movie in the cinema so I can make my versus video, I will be wholeheartedly looking forward to hearing Hans Zimmer's score with a cinema sound system. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the Lion King trailer. Comment below with your thoughts and let me know what you thought of the trailer. Do you think the movie could have looked more visually rich and interesting, or do you think it looks fine the way it is? Be sure to let me know. Thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned as my Venom vs video will be out any day now. Take care.